You know, I can't help but see with that cross, huh? Do you believe in Jesus? Well, I feel that you got a fellowship, you need to have a talk with him. I am the Reverend David Lee Ryan. I called this special meeting because I know that a lot of you are terrorized by these street gangs demanding protection money. What I'm saying is, I've talked with law enforcement, and what they tell me is they haven't got enough evidence to indict these people, much less convict them in a court of law. And a lot of it comes from you not giving them the information. Yet I can understand why my Uncle Charlie, he stood up against him and he's dead. Now, I'm a minister in this community, and any of you that'll have me in your home, just give me their description. It'll be all done in the name of home ministry. Give me their description, and I will report it to law enforcement. And if the gang comes after me, so be it. What I'm saying is, I can understand why that you can't come forward to law enforcement. I mean, what I'm saying, my Uncle Charlie, he is dead. But what I'm saying is, a home minister, I can come to your home. Give me their description. I will go to law enforcement. And if the gang chooses to come to me, well, they'll be coming after me instead of you. Well, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming. And my calling in the ministry is just a whole lot more than knowing word for word in this Bible. I don't know it word for word, but what it is, I carry this Bible. It's got the table of contents in the front. I can refer you to any scripture that you ask. But what I'm saying is, part of my ministry is to do goodwill for my fellow man. And if I can help you people in this community, well, that's my calling. I just came to ask some questions on Mr. Charles Meadows. I thought maybe you can give me some answers.
Or, mister, you got lucky. You took us by surprise. You ain't gonna be lucky this time, boy. We're gonna bust you up. You hear me?
You caught us by surprise. It's gonna be a different story this time.
Dad, I just want to thank you for standing behind me all these years. And well, I just had trouble getting out of that mental hospital. We had a hearing coming up, and just like, My mother, she just died, just before the hearing.
Yeah, well, I'm real glad that you were able to, get here, even though you weren't here on time. And I realized what you had to go through to get out of the institution and everything to come here. So, I can accept what went on and why, you weren't here on time.
And I just appreciate you protecting my name. I had a good military record, and I'm just saying the people here, if they would know, they might be afraid to be around me.
Well, hopefully, your situation will keep improving, and you'll be able to come back and live a normal life with us and not have to be over there where you are.
Dad, I heard that you wanted to see me.
Yeah, the sheriff's department called and said that they needed to talk to you.
Well, it must be important because the deputy told me that he'd be out to pick you up if you didn't come in.
Okay, I'll go down and see what they want.
Look, this silence treatment has got to go.
Thank you so much, Sheriff, for giving my cap pistol back. Say what it is, I heard this was a rough neighborhood, and I just carried this cap pistol along, just try to scare the batty eyes off it. In this case, it didn't work. What it is, I saw this man walked up the street. I saw he was wearing a cross. So I asked him, I said, do you believe in Jesus? So what it is, he was walking with a cane, he took the cane out and tried to hit me with it. So I had no choice, and if you examine that cane, you'll see that it was, it had lead in it. Drill out and had lead in it. Man tried to hit me and I had no choice. What it is, when I was released from Biloxi Mental Hospital, shortly before that, I just felt that I was called into the ministry and missionary work. So what it is, I was preaching a service that night, and that's why I asked him. When I seen the cross, I was going to invite the man to church services. He came out, he tried to hit me, appeared to be okay. And really, I just didn't want to be arrested. I didn't want to go to jail, and I didn't want to have to go to court. I felt that the man was okay. Well, I understand, Sheriff, but there was a lot of people walking on the street. Plenty of people to take him to the hospital, and I examined the man, and he appeared to be okay. And I'm glad that he was. I realized somebody got my description, and well, so be it. Sometimes you make mistakes, but I felt that the man was okay. I knew he tried to harm me. So at that time, I just didn't feel a whole lot of compassion for the man. Just like I said, I was scheduled to preach. I didn't want to be late. Thank you for turning me loose, Sheriff. Thank you very much.
we'll miss her, but at least we know she's in a better place.
Well, I understand. I'd like to get out at least once a week to visit her grave, and I just hate that I wasted this time all these years. I mean, you know that I saw when I came home and leaving the military, but well, the last 10 years it has been rough.
And you know, when you're dealing with life, you have to make the best of each day. And sometimes we don't make the best of each day, and it gets away from us. So it's hard to keep up with.
Yes, I understand. Hi, Ron.
Hey, Bill, how you doing? Good to see you.
Good seeing you.
I was really glad to hear that Walter's going to work for you.
Yeah, well, let's go in and have a cup of coffee and we'll talk it over.
Well, I'm staying with Walter for today, but I'll be glad to join you. And, oh, by the way, you're a volunteer fireman, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I meant to tell you there's a meeting tonight.
Oh, okay.
So it's been a while since we've been out on a run, but we're still having meetings.
Well, that's good. The other thing that you mentioned, Walter, I think it's a good idea that he's back working on the farm because that's going to help rehabilitate him in a quicker way.
Yeah, absolutely. And
So-
I think he's really doing pretty well.
So that's great.
Yes, it is, yeah.
Well, let's go have some coffee.
You know, it's a beautiful day today. I just enjoy getting out on days like this and looking at the beauty of nature.
How about give me $10? Well,
Well, it's not that I hadn't got the money, but I need it.
if you don't give me $10, I reckon I'll just roll you. And just take all your money.
Well, it's no use doing things the hard way. Well, there's no use doing things the hard way.
Well, what can you tell me about Walter Lee? Well, I think that Walter Lee is a middle-aged man that's trying to keep up with the younger generation, and that could make him dangerous. That could make him very dangerous. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Bob, I want to thank you for keeping a secret all these years.
I know that you didn't want anybody to know that your son Walter was in a mental hospital.
Well, he had a good military record before he went in there, and I think he'll probably be remembered that way, which is a good thing.
Yes. Yes. I think it's pretty bad that you couldn't come to your mother's funeral. What was so important that you couldn't get there?
Well, just having problems.
Problems that bad, huh? I've known your family for years. Your mother would turn over in her grave if she knew you didn't come there to see her. I think it's despicable.
Well, I can't really make any excuses.
You ought to be able to say something. Except I can't make any excuses. That's pretty cool. Look at me. Turn around here. You can't even look me in the eye, can you? Well, I know that you've been counting on your son working on the farm.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to him working on the farm, and I think it'll help bring our family closer together.
Don't try to force things. Maybe everything will work out.
I hope it will.
Tell you, I don't mind helping Dad out with the chores around the house. Talking about getting farm work in the tobacco fields. That's getting into something. Yes, Mom was alive the last time we visited this park. I was home on leave in the military. That was the last time I ever saw her. Mom and Dad and myself. Yes, they were happy memories.
should have told me that he'd been in a mental hospital. I've known the family for years, and I didn't know he had a problem. I shouldn't have jumped his bones like that. Take it easy, man. Take it easy. He's not going to hurt you. He's a good man. He's a good man. I'm shaking. I'm scared.
I don't think he would do anything to hurt anybody, even though some of the things that have happened in the neighborhood might tend to lead to him, but I don't think that has gone on. I think he's basically a good person,
Okay.
and I think he's been rehabilitated.
I like your son, Walter, and I'm pretty sure that he can get a job on a farm near here, or he could even work for me.
That's right, too. See you all out here again soon.
I'm Walter Lee. I'm in Christian ministry and missionary work. I fell in for the Reverend David Lee Ryan at that meeting. Maybe I did wrong in using his name, but I want to help him keep his credibility.
Those cigarettes gonna kill you if you don't give them up.
Well, I told you I like them, and if they kill me, they just kill me. I ain't gonna blame the cigarette companies.
Well, everybody's trying to get money out of cigarette companies nowadays.
Go ahead and light him up.
Well, what I'm saying, that cigarette, it's got not one thing to do with the plan of salvation. What we're here for is to determine where you're going to be smoking in the hereafter.
You know, the doctor told me I'd be on a breathing machine 3 or 4 years from now if I didn't quit this smoking, but I like my cigarettes.
Well, if you'd lay off of those cigarettes, you might be able to go to work.
I don't have to work. I've been drawing for about 6 months.
Yeah, boss man, he walked up on the job the other day and got $1 million machine there, and he started telling me what he thinks it ought to be able to run. I told him, I said, you won't think something. I said, think next week's paycheck in here this week. I said, you done something. I said, he said, well, we need to go to the office. I said, so we went. I said, he said, I had a bad attitude. I said, well, can we smoke while we're in here? I said, needless to say, we got rode up. I got rode up.
Yeah, Danny's okay, but he just has trouble getting along with those boss men.
Well, I hope that you can get along with your boss, man. Maybe through spiritual guidance, maybe you'll see things in a different way.
Now, getting back to work, I got some chickens to kill. I'd give one to you and your lady friend if you'd come over and cut the heads off for me.
No, I just haven't got what it takes to kill a chicken. I'm not a vegetarian, but if I would be if I had to kill it.
I don't think the man's all that dangerous. He ain't got the heart to kill a chicken.
Well, I just hadn't got the heart to hit you while you're down. Look, I'm gonna let you up. I'm gonna turn myself in, and really, I'd like you to go with me. I hadn't got the heart to kick a man when he's down. Just come on in. I'm gonna turn myself in. I'd be honored to have you come. Well, I'm glad.
Look, this silence treatment has got to go. Understand what we're talking about?
Okay, Sheriff, so you want to know what happened. Okay, I'll tell you what happened. Before I was released from the Blackson Mental Hospital, I got the word that 5 men, they stormed the pulpit, killed my Uncle Charlie. He died of a fractured skull. I got the names of every one of these men that were responsible before I left the Blackson Mental Hospital. The man with the cane, I met him on the street. I asked him, "Do you believe in Jesus?" I was going to invite him to church, but honestly, I didn't think he'd go. So he came at me and I got the drop on him. I could have killed this man right there and then I could have beat him to death with that cane. But when the time came, I just couldn't do it. And after service, his 2 buddies, they attacked me. They were part of that pulpit charge. And the man at the lake. I was told that he had a reputation of borrowing money and wouldn't take no for an answer. So I waited on him 2 days at the lake. I heard that was one of his hangouts and he fell right into my trap. I could have killed him, but no. I didn't have it in me to do it. And this last man, he's part of that pulpit charge. I couldn't kill him or the others when the time came. But if I would have been a mental patient, I wouldn't have got the electric chair. I would not have got the gas chamber. I don't think I'd even been sent to prison, but taken back to the Blackson Mental Hospital and reevaluated. And at the worst, I could have been preaching the Bible to the mental patients. The only justice I would have got under the law if you and your man would have shot me down on the streets. That's what happened. So, you're not pressing charges, Sheriff? Well, thank you. Well, yes, I'll be more than glad to have a talk with you before you can tell me what really happened. Thank you very much. Sheriff Denbo, he had a talk with me and he explained to me that Uncle Charles, well, he was the minister at the church, and he tried to pattern himself after Jim Jones. He had to hold a congregation in for these long sermons. He had men standing at the door to intimidate the people and keep them in church until he finished his sermon. I don't know where there's money involved. He just wanted control over people. What it is, he told the congregation that we'd leave when the Spirit of God tells us to leave. But he told them an hour or two before. That gets back to these long sermons. And at his death, well, they found a urine bottle under his clothing. when he was examined at the hospital. What I'm saying is he didn't suffer, but his congregation had to. And there were 5 men at that church that made up their mind they were going to stand for it, so they charged that pulpit. And when these muscle men at the door came in to help my uncle with a church congregation, they overpowered him. What it is, they got this stopped before it went too far. After learning this about my Uncle Charles, somehow I just felt that I should get into the ministry and teach the Bible the way that it's written.
Hey, Walter.
Rob, it's nice to meet
How
you.
you doing? It's nice to meet you the other day. Your dad's really looking forward to you working on the farm. We all are, as a matter of fact.
I don't know about that. I mean, I'd like to have a little time to myself. You know, I have been away for a while.
Yeah, well, we'll still be happy to see you out there. You know, your dad probably hasn't told you, but he's really fallen onto hard times. I know you probably haven't been able to talk to him too much because you just got back.
Well, you know it takes money to run a farm, and Dad's got money to hire help. I don't think I'll be missed.
Well, you'd be surprised. He doesn't have as much money as you think.
I'm going to have to give that some thought.
You know, son, I could really use you on the farm.
You know, Dad, I'm not all that crazy about going out those tobacco fields, but if I was going to take you to get you out of this church, I don't know, I might consider it.
It would be good exercise for you, and it would be a good way to stay in shape and stay young.
Well, I know that since Mom's death, you know, you've just been keeping to yourself and spending most of the time around the church, which is a good place. But I think it might do you good to get back with the field hands. Get back to your business.
That way it would take my mind off the problem that we're having. Time and tide would heal it over a period of time.
But Dad, I'll tell you, I believe I can sit it.
Okay, that's good to hear, son.